Goodness gracious, sakes alive.
Thanks for joining us on another sightseeing adventure. Today we're visiting the Governor's Palace.
Located in Colonial, Williamsburg, Virginia.
It started out being a cold, foggy morning.
At least we didn't have to worry about sweating since it was in the 30s.
Way to look at the bright side, Rose. Let's get on with some history on our walk to the palace. Williamsburg became the capital of Virginia in 1699. Jamestown was the original capital. Governor Knott got the Virginia General Assembly to approve construction for the palace with an act that was passed on October 23rd, 1705, and the construction began the following summer.
Yeah, but it wasn't long after that they had issues with funding. The contractor, Henry Carey, was fired for accounting issues, replaced with John Tyler. I guess accounting issues means money disappearing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it meant. As we walk to the palace, we pass people dressed in clothes from the 1700s. The entire city is set up like it was back then. There are also British flags outside of each place that is open.
This is a map of the original English colonies. Look how different it looked back then.
Look at how wide Georgia was, and Tennessee didn't even exist. The tour guide states that this tour represents the time when Lord Dunmore lived here. We walked outside through the garden area to the entrance hall. They painted the walls white a few years ago after some controversy over whether that era the walls were wood or painted. The weapons stand out better on the white walls, but some people weren't happy about the change.
The entrance hall was completed in October of 1711 and was decorated with a display of bayonet-tipped muskets. This entrance hall today has 540 weapons. Look at all the swords, muskets, and pistols.
All the weapons on display was a sign of royal power. Lord Dunmore was the last royal governor of Virginia. He moved into the palace in 1771, and this was a very interesting time in history as the colonists get ready to fight for their independence in years to come.
This is the butler's pantry. There is enough silver and glassware here for 60 people. Another interesting fact is that the housekeeper was actually the highest paid position in the home.
Across the hall is the parlor. It is set up for tea, but was also used for many business meetings.
The floor is one of the most expensive things in the house. The white marble came from England, the black marble came from Belgium.
Back then, status was based on who had the finest items in their homes, the most servants and slaves.
We are now walking to the private sector of the house. Up the beautiful stairway. Again, weapons line the walls.
The first room was Lord Dunmore's two oldest daughters' room, Catherine and Augusta.
Then we have the guest bedroom.
And then we have the multipurpose room. It was used as a dressing room, parlor, and music room. I love this room. The walls have a velvet material covering them. The piano is an original piece from that era.
In here we have Lord and Lady Dunmore's bedroom. I love the bed canopy.
I do too, it's gorgeous. This is the servants' staircase. It is very narrow and goes from the basement to the tip top of the house.
We also have the study and library before heading downstairs.
So this was the official residence of royal governors of the colony of Virginia. It was also a home for two of Virginia's post-colonial governors, Patrick Henry and Thomas Jefferson, until the capital was moved to Richmond in 1780, and with it the governor's residence.
The palace hosted the colony's fashionable society and finest entertainments. This blue room is the ballroom. On December 22nd, 1781, a fire that may have begun in the basement destroyed the main house. The outbuildings survived. The Colonial Williamsburg Foundation purchased the property in 1928 and began searching for artifacts.
The green room is the supper room. They would come in here to eat before heading back into the ballroom to dance the night away. From the 1930s until 1980, the reconstructed palace was elegantly furnished with fine British and American antiques. It is also one of the two largest buildings at Colonial Williamsburg, the other being the Capitol building. Let's walk into the gardens. Unfortunately, this time of year, the only thing blooming are the daffodils. Also read that the palace served as a hospital several times. In the fall of 1781, it was used as a hospital for American soldiers wounded in the Battle of Yorktown. Some 156 of them and 2 women are buried in the garden. The gardens are beautiful even though there isn't much greenery this time of year. I'm sure this walk under the trees would be amazing in a few more months.
It's rather eerie looking right now, but after all, there are people buried out here somewhere.
Yeah, I wonder where they're buried out here. I hope we're not walking on them. I still love it. It's really pretty out here. So there you have it, our tour of the palace and garden. We thank y'all for stopping by to watch and hope you have enjoyed it.
As always, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, don't forget to click our icon on the last page to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications.
Until next time, safe travels.